Hey guys, I'm Alexis Rosado.
And I'm David Robertson.
And we are bringing you the movie review for
The Boy Next Door, starring Jennifer Lopez and Ryan Guzman. So if you don't know what the film is about, it's about a middle-aged woman who's going through a separation with her husband, and in a moment of weakness, she decides to hook up with the 19-year-old boy next door.
Now, the very handsome Ryan Guzman played the 19-year-old next door, and Jennifer Lopez was the lead star.
And after their hookup, when she tries to break things off, he goes a little bit crazy and becomes a stalker in good old Fatal Attraction obsessed fashion.
It's a good film. So we're going to talk about it. One of the first things I want to talk about is the budget that film was on.
It was shot for $4 million, a very low budget in comparison to most films today. It was shot in 28 days, less than a month, which is unheard of now in the movie industry.
And that's the thing, shot in 1 month is something that is unheard of, and being able to be out in theaters on such a low budget. So a little fun fact, Jennifer Lopez and the cast had to bring their own clothing because it was on such a low budget.
She did a lot of her own costumes as well as the other characters, and I think that's really interesting, makes it more realistic and homey.
Another random fact is that the cast was primarily Latino, and I really appreciate that. But a few exceptions were some of the lead characters. They were not Latino cast.
John Corbett, Kristen Chenoweth, which we'll talk about one of her key scenes later in the movie. But overall, we thought the casting was excellent, especially the two leads, and the story would not be believable unless the casting of those two leads was on point.
And that's the thing. So some of the criticism is that this film is not very believable, but I think that the way the film developed, it really was believable. Ryan Guzman is very good looking, very attractive. You built him up as a character that seems like you're emotionally invested too. He helps out his, grandfather? Helps out his grandfather. I would sleep with that.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent how the plot of the movie absolutely hinges on whether it's a realistic connection between them, and they are both so gorgeous. Jennifer Lopez, the world's most beautiful woman, and Ryan Guzman will probably be the world's most beautiful man.
That's around my age.
So it's totally realistic that they would sleep together, and then I think he did a really good job portraying someone who does go crazy and has psychological instabilities.
I agree. So Ryan Guzman, the last film that he was in, well, a film that you may know him from, was from Step Up Revolution, and so that's where he came from.
And so this is only his second film. He gave a very good performance, and I have a bias towards Jennifer Lopez, but I think she gave a good performance. As always, she has a very good on-screen presence, and it's fun to see her as a victim in this movie and playing a role that is very in her wheelhouse, considering she does date younger men all the time.
I really struggled watching this film and not thinking of the movie Enough. Because Enough was just her film.
Especially when she fights back at the end.
And so I really wanted the Enough J-Lo to come through, but
she does a little bit at the end.
Let's talk about the ending. This is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I was so surprised that Kristen had died. The Kristen character had died.
Yeah, Kristen Chenoweth's character does bite the dust at the end. But I did like the fight scene that ensued between J-Lo's family and the boy next door. It was very good. They really upped the gruesomeness of it, the gore at the end. I think they actually, throughout the whole film, could have upped the ante on the exploitation of sex and violence to make it an even more fun, cheesy type of thriller. It's definitely like a Lifetime movie made for the big screen.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I think they could have brought that out even a little bit more by making it more exploitative in those areas.
Now, David liked the film a little bit more than I did. Now, he's also biased because he is in love with J-Lo.
And I love a good thriller like this. Some of my favorite movies are The Hand That Rocked the Cradle and Fatal Attraction. So these domestic thrillers are right up my alley. Now,
this is not a film like Fatal Attraction because
it's very cheesy at times, and I think they should have brought out more moments of dialogue where he's like, I love your mother's cookies. And
I think it could have been more playful. I think
Yeah.
the script, whoever wrote the script could have been a little bit more playful.
Yeah.
But we are reminded that it was on a low budget. Now, going into the film, I wasn't aware that it was on a $4 million budget. But once I did leave seeing it, I was impressed with the end product. I was very impressed
very
with what they
polished.
did.
And Rob Cohen directed the movie. He directed The Fast and Furious and Triple X, which were very big blockbuster films. So I think he was able to give it a little bit of that touch, that polished blockbuster touch.
Now, I'm going to give you the women opinion. Ryan Guzman was a beauty to see. And I'm not going to lie that after the film, I Facebook messaged him. So if you're watching this, you should contact us. Anyways, he was enjoyable to look at. And J-Lo
Was enjoyable to look at.
was
too.
very enjoyable to look at.
Aside from performances, yes.
Aside from her booty music video, if you want to see that body, this is a good one. But like David said, I think they could have been a little riskier. Although there is some parts, I don't know, maybe uncomfortable with like hands where they were at.
I was cool with it. It's rated R. You know what you're getting when you go see it. So I would give the movie 3 out of 4 stars. How about you?
2.7 stars out of, out of 4 stars. And the 0.7 is because of Ryan Guzman in particular. So
And there you have it.
there you have it. Any surprises? Was there anything you were really surprised about in the film?
I mean, Kristen Chenoweth's death was a little bit surprising, but I mean, they had to kill off some characters here and there. It's kind of obligatory in a thriller. I'm just surprised that they didn't go the extra mile and commit to the playfulness and the exploitation of the script, but I think that overall it was good.
I agree.
Anything you were surprised about other than her death?
Oh, I was really surprised. And J-Lo in this film, they really tried to make her look like a mother. And so they loosened up her clothing. She would half tuck in her shirt and half out tuck her shirt in one of the scenes. And so it almost didn't showcase her body. But then on the scenes where she was just in bra and underwear, you really could see that body. But throughout the entire film, they really tried to mask her body. And I was really surprised by that.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's our rating. Go ahead and check out the movie, and we will get back to you about our next movie, which will be
50 Shades of Grey, right up the sexual thriller alley again.
Thanks for watching.